Hello everyone, this is Anthony sir and you are welcome to my channel English Grammar with Anthony sir. First of all, I must say thank you to everyone who have subscribed my channel, and also if you are visiting me for first time and you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon to get the notification for my upcoming videos. So let's start today's grammar topic. Our today's topic is pronoun. Lesson number 3 of class 8, the correct use of pronouns. So let us see what is pronoun. Pronoun is a word used instead of noun. So it is important to learn that these words are actually used instead of noun. It is not good to use noun again and again in the paragraph when we are talking about the same noun. So we have other privilege to use pronoun instead of noun. That is why pronouns are very important. So let us see some example of pronouns here. Before we start learning where to use and how to use pronouns, we need to know which are the pronouns. So for that, I have the chart here, pronoun chart. You can see the column subject pronouns, object pronouns, possessive adjective, possessive pronouns and reflexive pronoun. And it is also further divided into first person, second person, third person singular, and first person, second person, third person plural. So the subject pronoun is I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Now what is the meaning of subject pronoun? It means these are the pronouns that should be used in the place of subject. It means in the place of subject, if you need any subject pronouns, you can choose any of these according to the person and according to the number. The second type of pronoun is object pronoun, which is me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. So these pronouns are object pronoun. It means when we need pronoun in the place of object, we will use these pronouns according to the person and number. For example, I called him. I cannot say I called he, because here I need the pronoun in the place of object. So I will use him instead of saying he. That is the use of object pronouns. The third category is possessive adjective. So this pronoun shows possessive. So in the sentence it works as adjective. So here we have my, your, his, her, its, our, your, their. For example, my car, your car, his car. So in the sentence it works as adjective, but basically they are pronouns. Fourth category is possessive pronouns. So these words are also possessive, but they don't work as adjective in the sentence, but they are pronoun and they work as pronoun in the sentence. So the words are mine, yours, ours. Now because these words are pronoun itself, we don't need noun after that. So I cannot say mine car, yours car, but we can say this car is mine or this car is yours. So this word work as pronoun in the sentence. And the last one is reflexive pronoun, myself, yourself, himself. So these pronouns are basically used in the place of object. It can be used in the place of subject to emphasize the subject. So it is also called emphatic pronouns there. For example, I myself, but I cannot say myself is Anthony. That is wrong, because reflexive pronouns are always used in the place of object, and if it is in the subject, then it is emphatic pronouns. Now there are many more pronouns apart from this, but we will learn them according to the rules. So let's start the rules one by one. Now rule number 39 says my, our, your, his, her, their are possessive adjectives, which we have already learned in the pronoun chart. They are used with nouns. Mine, ours, yours, hers, theirs are possessive pronouns. They are used in place of noun and they don't require noun after that because they are already pronouns. So I can say my car, but I cannot say mine car. I can say our car, but I cannot say ours car. Rule number 40 says the apostrophe is not used with the following pronouns. For example, ours, yours, hers, its, theirs. In these words, we will not use apostrophe s, because when we are using apostrophe s, it has different meaning. For example, when I say its with apostrophe s, it means it is. It is not pronoun, but it is the short form of it is. Rule number 41 says the complement of the verb to be, is, am, are, was, were, etc. is always in the subjective form. What does it mean? It means when there is main verb to be form, in that case, in the object place, if we need object pronoun, because there is a verb to be, we will not use object pronoun, but we will use subject pronoun. For example, it was he. We will not say it was him. Here actually he is in the place of object, so the correct answer should be him. But because the rule says if it is to be verb, then we will use subject form. So we will not say him, but we will rather say he. So he is the correct answer. So by choosing object pronoun, you must also check which is the main verb. If it is to be, then don't put object pronouns there. Put subject pronoun. Choose subject pronoun there. But note one thing. However, that it is me is used even by educated people, and it is now accepted by idiomatic English. It means in speaking language, it is accepted. The correct answer should be it is I, because the verb is to be. But now people have accepted this phrase, so it is me, it is also correct. Rule number 42 says the object of a verb or of a preposition should be in the objective place. As for example, there is really no difference between you and me. Now remember, here me, it is in the place of object. So anytime when there is objective forms required, you must use object pronoun. Even after preposition, if you required object pronouns, use object pronouns, and if you required subject pronouns, use subject pronoun. So in this example, after the preposition between, you is subject pronoun and me is object pronoun. Now rule number 43 says the following verbs are followed by reflexive pronoun. Remember our reflexive pronouns: myself, ourselves, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, themselves, and itself. So when we have this verb, overeat, enjoy, or avail, this kind of verb, we will use reflexive pronoun. For example, he overate himself and fell ill, or we enjoyed ourselves, or you should avail yourself of this opportunity. So anytime when you see this verb, you must think of using reflexive pronoun after that. Now rule number 44 says reflexive pronouns are never used as subject. What does it mean? The words myself, yourself, we cannot use it in the place of subject. So many students say myself is Anthony sir. That is wrong sentence. Myself can never be used in the place of subject. It is always used in the place of object. But when you want to use it in the place of subject, use it as emphatic pronoun. You can say I myself have done this work. So here actually our subject is I, but to emphasize the word I, you have used I myself. That is okay. But only reflexive pronoun in the place of subject is never used. Rule number 45 says reflexive pronouns are used after a verb plus preposition, but not when the preposition indicates locality. For example, he spoke to himself. So verb plus to, that is preposition, and after that we use reflexive pronoun. Another example, look after yourself. Look is a verb, after is a preposition, and after that we have used reflexive pronoun. So this is the correct way of using reflexive pronoun: verb plus preposition and then reflexive pronoun. Rule number 46 says a pronoun must agree with its antecedent. What is the meaning of antecedent? It means the words to which it refers back in person, number and gender. This is what we have already learned, which is called subject verb agreement. So according to subject verb agreement, we have to find out the pronoun. Pronoun also here must agree with the noun which is at the first. Understand? So we have to check the nouns, person, number, and according to that we use the pronoun in the remaining sentence. For example, all passengers. So here our pronoun, our noun is passengers. So for passengers, the pronoun that I will use is third person singular. So I will say all passengers must show their ticket. Now if I say his ticket, it means it doesn't agree with passengers. If I say your ticket, it doesn't agree with the person. It is your is second person, and here passengers are third person plural. So according to that we have to choose the correct pronoun which is there. The next is rule number 47. The indefinite pronoun one should be used throughout, if used at all. What does it mean? If we are using indefinite pronoun, that is one, in the complete sentence, if we required any other pronouns, it should be related to the indefinite pronoun one. For example, one must boast of. Here we need one another pronoun. So I will relate with the first pronoun that I have used, indefinite pronoun. So I will use one must boast of one's own success. I cannot say his own success, your own success, because in the subject I have used indefinite pronoun one. So according to that I have to choose other pronoun in the remaining sentence. Rule number 48 says when the subject of a verb is relative pronoun. Which are the relative pronoun? This we have learned in class 7. That, who, which. Care should be taken to see that the verb agrees in number and person with the antecedent. It means the previous sentence. Okay. For example, this is the only one of his poems that was published. So here I have used the verb was. Why? Because in the previous sentence I am talking about only one poem. This is the only one poem, and one poem is singular. Therefore in the second sentence, so after relative pronoun in the second sentence I am using the verb singular verb, that is was. Rule number 49 says if different personal pronouns are to be used together, they are placed in the following order. And this is the sequence: second person, then third person, and then first person. Why? Because when there is something good happening, you must give credit to the person who is standing in front of you, which is second person, then the third person who is not there, and then take the credit on you. So this is a good thing to follow: second person, third person, and first person. For example, you, he, and I will accompany the girls, or you, they, and we have scored a victory. So for a good purpose, follow this sequence. But this order is reversed if there is mention of some fault. When there is a bad work or something bad, then you change the sequence. You take the blame first upon you. So the personal pronoun should be in this sequence: I, that is first person, then the third person he, and then you. For example, I, he, and you are responsible for this loss. Rule number 50 says if a pronoun refers to two or more persons, this is what you should follow. Number one, the first person should be used rather than the second person, and the second person should be used rather than third person. What does it mean? It means in subject, when we have two different pronouns, which is first person, second person, then you have to use the lowest one and choose the pronoun for that. For example, he and I should do our duty. So here the word that I have used is our duty, which is for first person, because third person is there and first person is there. Who is the lower? First person is lower. So I will use pronoun for first person and not for third person. If it is second person and third person, then I will use the pronoun for second person. If it is second person and third person, then I will use pronoun for second person. Now rule number 51 says you have already learned that. So these are some of the rules that we have already learned, but let's clarify them. Number 1, who, whom and whose are used in speaking of person, that we learn in class 7. Which is used in speaking of lifeless things or lower animals. Then number 3, that can be used of person, animals as well as live things. So that can be used for person also, animal also, and for things also. Either and neither are used in speaking of two persons or things. They take singular verb. So whenever we are using either or neither, after that we have to choose singular verb. That is, for example, is, was, has, this kind of verb. Number 5, any is used in speaking of more than two person or things. Number 6, each other is used in speaking of two persons or things, and one another is used in speaking of more than two person or things. So that is the difference between 6 and 7. Each other is for two person or things, and one another it is for more than two person or things. So this is all in lesson pronouns. After that there is miscellaneous examples. Examples are given and answers are also given. With the help of book, you can also refer those examples to make your pronouns correct. And after that there is exercise. I believe that after watching this video, you can do it easily. Thank you so much students for watching this video, and wait for the next preposition exercise. I hope you have enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you so much. Bye bye.